Have you ever taken an at-home DNA test?
Yes.
Have you ever wondered what those companies might be doing with your genetic information?
I may not want to hear this.
Turns out they might be selling it to pharmaceutical companies. Yes, one of the popular at-home genetic testing companies recently signed a $300 million deal with a pharmaceutical powerhouse to develop brand new drugs using the DNA test results from its customers. Is it ethical? Is it cause for concern? And since you both have taken these tests, are you concerned?
Well, I think to the first point about the ethics of it, most of these at-home DNA tests do have a box that you can check where you can opt in or opt out of research. And you can opt out theoretically at any time. I think the ethics become questionable once your information has already been released and someone's doing research, and then you're like, you know, on second thought, I think I want my information back. I don't think you have that much control over it. But I actually think there's a secondary question here, because you pay to have this DNA testing done, and then pharma purchases that, and they're developing these drugs that are incredibly expensive, and you don't get any compensation or any information about that. And then when that medication is sold back to you, and you have to pay a whole bunch of money for it, you've basically paid twice for something that's used your information without any sort of consideration. So I don't know about that aspect. I do think that if you're informed and you're comfortable with it, there's a dearth of truly DNA-based research, and it's hard to get people to donate DNA, so some pharma needs to rely on that.
So they have your DNA print, right? Mm-hmm. They can look for markers.
Correct.
Right? Yeah, but how do they know how you're doing? If you're getting sick, you're not taking the medication or a medication unless you know you're sick. I'm confused.
Well, they're looking for
so
new
they're
clues.
looking-
This is purely
So
in
clues,
development.
Yeah.
so DNA markers.
Yes, and so it's trying to develop new cures that they could potentially bring to the marketplace. And with this massive trove of DNA, they may be able to come up with patterns and other new treatments. Now, as far as the actual information,
yeah. So for the
I know
first
they're
one,
working on
what they're looking at a specific gene called LRRK2, just so everybody knows, and that's apparently associated with Parkinson's disease. So this particular pharmaceutical company is looking at people with certain variations of that gene and seeing if they can create a medication that targets it and therefore would be therapeutic for Parkinson's. So I think that it's a really challenging question, because we don't really understand or have full consent over how our information is used, but then there may be an ultimate better good for society if there is an effective medication.